dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Doing. How you sleeping is what I should have said.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sleeping okay. So, there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Any escapades as far as in your sleep shenanigans go?
Well, last night Caitlin was the actual culprit. I went to go to bed and she literally had a limb on all four corners of the mattress, and I was like, couch it is. So that was.
What do you watch anything when you're on the couch, or do you just go and lay down?
Oh, I'll
lights
turn
out?
stuff on. I'll turn stuff on.
Okay.
Usually it's like old JRE episodes that I don't care about, or
It's so easy to fall asleep to.
yeah, or like streaming, like people streaming video games and stuff. Like I'll just turn on somebody like doing a playthrough of an old game, like Enter the Gungeon or something, which is like
Enter the what?
Enter the Gungeon.
What is that?
It's like it spawned its own genre, basically. This game that came out a long time ago. It was called Rogue, and basically what you do is you like clear rooms and clear levels, and then at the end of a level there's a boss, and then you fight the boss, and then you go down to the next level, and that's like how the whole game goes.
Okay.
And you there's like thousands of playthroughs. Like you do thousands of playthroughs to like complete the game. So like there's like a really popular game called The Binding of Isaac that's had like multiple spin-offs after it.
Okay.
There's one called Super Meat Boy that's also a roguelike. Yeah. But my favorite of all of them is Enter the Gungeon, which is basically like you pick your character. There's like 4 available characters, and then you go down to like the first floor of the gungeon, right? Okay. And then you like fight these like bullet enemies. So they're like literally like little wobbly bullet dudes, and they like run after you and shoot you and stuff. And you like pick up weapons as the game goes on. You like pick up keys and health and whatever. And like the reason I like it so much is because the guns in the game are all like hilarious. Like one of them is like a t-shirt cannon, and then like another one is called the pox cannon, where you just shoot dirty t-shirts, and they like poison.
That sounds fucking awesome.
It's hilarious. It's so fun. It's only like $15 too. You can get it on Steam store. You were
telling me about that.
So you could that could be one of the games you play. It's very fun. But
so wait. So the game is called Gungeon.
Enter the Gungeon.
Enter the Gungeon.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I remember that.
That game's super fun. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like one of those where like even if you die like fast, like the point isn't to like obviously you want to win, but like winning is like you beat the game in 45 minutes. You know what I mean? But like you don't ever actually beat the game until you've completed all the stuff you're supposed to complete. And so like once you beat the game with all 4 characters, then you open up a special level for all 4 characters, and then you like it just keeps going and going and going and going. It's pretty sweet.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah. So that's what I do. That's what I watch on the couch. That's like Enter the Gungeon playthroughs.
I finished watching Kipo finally. Have you heard of Kipo?
Mm-mm.
It's this cartoon series on Netflix.
Okay.
It is so great. It's like
what's it about?
It's
not anime.
Yeah.
Oh, it is anime.
It's post-apocalyptic. It's like, did you ever watch Adventure Time?
No, but I did watch a lot of Midnight Gospel.
Okay. So Kipo is to Midnight. Yeah, Kipo is the Parks and Rec to The Office that is the Adventure Time. So like, you know how like
same creators, you mean?
No. Just like how The Office was like kind of so.
It was like the grandfather of those styles of shows, you mean?
It was like the cringe factor of The Office was omega, right?
Yes.
And then Parks and Rec came along, and it was bubbly and like it was more whimsical and like kind of. So that's like like this show. So
Okay.
it's like the Adventure Time got super fucking dark, like a lot of times, confronting like losing your parents and couples not being together any longer, and like how neither of them are like okay with it, but they're gonna move on, and like so there were these like intense things for kids as concepts, and then Kipo, which is she's just like the Earth has mega mutes. Like all of the animals have turned into these massive fucking mutants, and so it's like part evolution and part some type of catastrophe. I forget exactly what happened, but really cool. And Kipo gets disconnected from her Faja, and it's about her trying to find a father, and she finds some friends along the way, and she's like, I think I have feelings for this one. And then he's like, hold up, bitch, I'm gay. And
Wow.
they do it in such
That's
a
super progressive.
yeah, they do it in such a way that like makes you feel like really comfortable. Like, because every time that something like that happens, I want to make sure that that Landon and Layla don't feel weird about it.
Yeah.
Like I want to
Well,
make
they
sure
kind of did that in Stranger Things season 3. Did you see that season? Yeah. Where like what's his freaking name? The cool hair guy,
Yeah.
Steve or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Like falls
John
for the-
Ralphio's little brother or whatever.
Is that actually his little brother?
No, but they look
Oh, I
the
was
same,
like,
right?
holy shit. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers. No, that's not his name. Is that his name? I don't know.
I think
But he like
Steve's-
falls for the girl that works at the ice cream place.
Oh
and
yeah,
she's
yeah,
gay.
yeah.
And then he's like, whatever, that's chill. Like, you're cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's be friends, you know? And you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Like, make it normal, because it is fucking normal. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's not like, I don't know. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep up.
So I finally finished
Keep on
that.
going.
The second season, and it's fucking rad because it's like anime without the tragedy, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I can.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
Yeah, like Ash never gets defeated by a gym boss,
Right.
gym leader.
Well, I mean,
Wow, was that stupid?
I got what you were saying.
I know, but I don't want any of the Pokemaniacs
man.
watching to think that I'm
That would be a great
Pokemon
gang.
ignorant. Well, that's like some of the
Pokemaniacs.
guys that you fight in Pokemon are Pokemaniacs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they were just poke drug addicts. Poke a needle into this arm. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever watch The Boys on Amazon?
Yeah.
I started watching that today.
Ooh. How far are you into it?
Like midway through episode 5.
Oh yeah.
He just basically blackmailed like Ezekiel or whatever that
Oh,
hero's
yeah,
name
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
The stretchy guy.
Yeah, dude, that show is wild.
Yeah.
Very like topical.
Yeah.
Like right now topical.
Yes.
There's like a lot of stuff going on in that show where I'm like, sheesh.
Did you ever see the movie The Watchmen?
Yeah, a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
But there's
yes.
the show on HBO now.
Oh yeah, I heard
I
they're
didn't see
not
the-
very similar.
Yeah,
From what I
not at
understand.
all.
But the boys reminds me so much of The Watchmen in
Oh.
like the aspect of super heroism that isn't addressed, like casualties and
Yeah.
popularity and like
Right.
marketability, that whole weird dynamic. I
Right.
think that show does the best job of that I think I've ever seen.
You mean The Boys?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, dude,
like addressing
it's-
that dynamic.
Dude, it's tough. It's really good though, man. It's really good.
Dude, the last episode is such a mind fuck. Like,
I'm so excited. I'm finishing it tonight. There's no way I won't. How many? I mean, it's probably 10 episodes in the season, right? 8 maybe?
I think it might be 10
Okay.
or 9.
That's usually what they do
Yeah,
for
yeah.
pilot season.
Because
or
they're like an
whatever.
hour long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good though.
God damn, it's so fucking good. Plus that guy,
Which one?
not the main character, but the British guy.
Yeah, I always forget what his name is, but he's like in everything he's in, he's
Yeah.
awesome. Like he plays the dude in Thor Ragnarok that like has the two M16s, you know, and yeah, man, he's great.
He's in Lord of the Rings. He's in Star
He is
Trek.
in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, he plays. Who does he play in Lord of the Rings? Why am I completely spacing?
I think British guy on a horse.
Well,
Number
nobody's
5.
Yeah, nobody's British in Lord of the Rings. I want to be clear about that. They're from Middle Earth, so
All right,
Be
fine.
better.
So they're all from
Be
New
better.
Zealand.
be better.
Why don't they all talk like this if they're all Middle Earth?
Because Middle Earth isn't in New Zealand. It's just filmed in New Zealand.
Okay, but they have British accents.
Yeah.
What do you call them? Middle Earthian? They speak Mid Earth.
I don't know, dude. There's fucking orcs in the movie. And Nazgul. They're not real.
All right, fine.
It does kind of make me laugh, though. I know you didn't watch Game of Thrones, but like in Game of Thrones, where like there are people with British accents, and then they go over to like different, they like travel over the sea, you know, and then there's people with like Spanish accents, and you're like, okay, like, or like in Star Wars.
Wouldn't you want that though?
Yeah, I know. It just makes me laugh, like the
that
accents
they do
they're
it.
picking, like you know, like they're just like. Well, okay, so if they travel the sea from Britain, they'll be in Spain. Perfect. We'll make these people sound Spanish, you know? Like everyone else is, I don't know. It makes me laugh. Like in Star Wars Episode 1, the guys who are from the Trade Federation, they all have like very aggressive Asian accents.
Yes.
Where you're like, I don't even know if this guy's Asian. I think it's a white guy pretending to sound like an Asian guy, even though he's playing an alien.
We should look into that. Because it is
like
very offensive if that's a white guy.
dude, it's like aggressive. You're like, wow, just give him a British accent, or like a what? It just blows my mind.
Could be anything else.
Right?
Yeah,
Yoda doesn't have an accent, and Yoda is an unknown species.
I mean,
He just talks funny.
right.
His cadence is weird.
So that's interesting. So if you were to think of like his accent regionally, if you were from Earth,
Yeah,
where would you place him?
Yoda,
Yeah.
Louisiana, maybe. I don't know.
Dude, that's hilarious. I was just going to say Baton Rouge.
Like that's what I would say.
Fucking swamp people.
Yeah. I don't mean to be, you know, dragging us back into Star Wars again, but
It's fine.
I like talking pop culture shit with you, like fucking movies and TV and stuff. So I feel like we both are we're not just like passive consumers.
Yes, I was just going to say we don't just quote movies. Like there's people who will just quote movies.
I mean, I quote the shit out of movies, but
I mean, so someone will quote a movie and I'll be like, "Oh shit. Do you remember when they did this and this and that?" And they're like, "I just like Bradley Cooper's character." So
yeah, they're the people that just quote like Talladega Nights, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yes.
wow, you
exactly,
such
dude.
a depth of
You can't shake and bake every problem.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
because prison is no fairy tale world.
Yeah, man, there's all kinds of stuff coming out. Fucking Ewan McGregor was saying that he's more excited to film this Kenobi series than he was to do Phantom Menace. Like,
Can I take the lid off this for a moment? Because this is going to be, I literally could cry right now. This is going to be my favorite piece of television ever. Like, I can tell you that
yeah,
without a doubt. Like, my favorite character ever in Star Wars is Lando Calrissian, you know that. But Obi-Wan is like, you kind of got to love Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, like when the first time I saw Star Wars Episode 4, Obi-Wan was like this fucking wise figure, you know? And you're like, he's like the Gandalf of Episode
really
4,
is.
you know? You're like, holy shit. And who doesn't fucking love Gandalf, you know? As a kid, you look up to Gandalf. You're like, one day, you know? Maybe I'll be Gandalf. But, so Kenobi, the time gap between Episode 3 and when Kenobi takes place is the exact distance in time in our timeline.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
How fucking cool is that? So we're going to get some backstory,
Yeah.
but apparently
How long ago was that?
the Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
15 years ago, something like that.
Wow. See, because you tried to explain this to me before, and I didn't grasp how you were trying to explain, but now I get it. So 15 years ago, or 15 years later is what the timeline that they're doing.
So that's my understanding, at least when
Okay.
I was reading it on Wikipedia. So like it's like an almost exact middle between when episode 3 happens and when episode 4 happens. So there's like a huge window of time between episode 3 and 4.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But they're filling that, a little bit of that gap.
Oh, dude.
And like Solo was in there, you know.
Yeah.
But so like Obi-Wan,
Oh, yeah. Who the fuck's gonna play Solo?
I don't know that he'll be in this one because Han didn't know Obi-Wan.
They didn't?
I'm pretty confident they didn't, or maybe they did. I guess
Yeah, I thought they did.
because I like Han's.
Because I thought Obi picked Hans out.
Well, Han was a smuggler.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about though? Like when Obi-Wan, I mean when on screen when you first see them interact, I thought that Obi-Wan had arranged a meeting for them to get him to be their driver.
Oh, you're fucking absolutely right.
Is that right?
100%.
I couldn't remember if that was it for sure or not.
Maybe he'd heard of Han?
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, I think you just out Star Wars'd me because my brain just forgot a scene and I feel really dumb.
I've seen the original.
I promise you guys, I actually love Star Wars like a lot. I think I just brain farted super hard. That makes total sense because it's right as Greedo shoots at Han. And by the way, in the original, Han shoots first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like a conspiracy thing. When they like put out the remastered stuff, they show like Greedo shooting first, so that Han is like justified in killing Greedo. But in the original filming, like Han just kills Greedo.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
I've seen that movie so many fucking times.
yeah.
That one, yeah, like that one the most for sure. And then, which movie?
you're looking for.
Which movie does he train with Yoda?
5.
Okay.
He leaves Hoth and goes to train with Master Yoda.
So like when he tries to pick his ship up.
That's when when Luke gets captured by the snow monster and he's like in the cave.
Yeah.
And he first like really uses the Force to get his saber and then he kills it. He goes outside and then passes out in the snow.
Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan comes to him. He's like, Luke, you must go to the Dagobah system to train with Master Yoda.
That's right.
And then Han comes up and he's on a tauntaun. And
Your dick looks so small in the snow.
And he like cuts the tauntaun open to like keep Luke warm. And Luke is like, Ben.
That's a hilarious
Dagobah.
statement.
Yeah.
To keep Luke warm.
Oh, wow. Dude, my brain is not firing on all cylinders right now. But yeah, that's so episode 5 is when he gets there. And then he like has his encounter with Vader. Like in the woods. And he like cuts off Vader's mask and it's Luke under the mask and he's like, holy fuck. Like, am I like going to the dark side? He's like having this whole whatever. And then Yoda like sends him away because Luke like lifts his ship out of the water. Yeah. And he goes to Bespin and then fights Vader, gets his arm cut off. Vader's like, I'm your dad. And he's like, no, fuck. No, God, please, no.
Yeah. So
I just went off. Sorry.
no, it's fine.
Well, you don't seem like it's fine.
We got to hang out with people yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That was, and because we had talked about it, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. Where we were like, we need to fucking hang out with Andy.
Yeah.
And you pulled the plug and made it happen. And
That sounds like I bailed.
you ripped the cord.
Still sounds like I bailed.
You shot the goose.
It just sounds like animal abuse. I make a rhyme every time.
But no,
I get what you're saying.
You came up with the idea.
I'm just being a prick.
You
Yeah.
came up with the idea and
and then I
executed.
And then I texted Andy, and then he was like, "Yeah, dude, me and Royal definitely want to chill pop." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, bring Royal." And then we chill popped,
So
and it was
had.
really fun.
And that was my first time in a restaurant since. By the way,
Yeah,
I looked at my recording.
yeah.
The POC was in December.
Not that Perkins. We went to Perkins with your family, and got the strawberry cheesecake, like appetizer, fucking like roll up things, and I got like beef dinner or whatever.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
God, I hate Perkins.
Oh, hi.
I don't like it.
Oh.
There's too many smells. It smells like somebody cooked sausage and left the pan out for 4 fucking weeks, and it's in everything. And I get this film in my mouth, and I have to drink a ton of Diet Coke because I feel like that's like acidic enough to get all that whatever.
Whoa.
It's a thing.
I kind of like Perkins, honestly. Kind of a fan, actually. But hey, to each their own. Sorry to hear that, though. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, it was a good time. I very much enjoyed it. I don't know where to take.
What I thought was funny was how it felt like we were on a double date.
Yeah,
Because
you did bring that up. That's
because-
super funny.
Royal and I are definitely the women of the relationship, because we were like, Alex does that too. Like we were like doing our guys, huh?
So funny.
But also, I thought it was so funny. I said this to Kim last night. I was like, it makes way more sense for me to hang out with those guys because Tim and Eric the fuck out of each other, and you don't improv as much.
Me?
Yeah.
At all. Yeah.
And I just thought that was so funny because I was like I make friends with royals once every couple of years. And the Royalstein, he's a comic, he makes videos, he's Twitter famous. What's his royal tweets?
He's very funny.
Go find them in the royal tweets. But like the only way I can think of describing it is like we know the lines to Monty Python, and we're going to let each other know that we know the lines, and then we will quote Monty Python every time we see each other.
Okay.
So like I make friends with those types of people,
Mm-hmm.
and then forever and always, it's just improv all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I was for sure odd man out last night, but not in like a bad way. I felt very included.
Yes.
Jesus.
You hit golf balls while we watched?
Yeah, dude, it was so weird. I don't know why I did that. I was embarrassed.
The funny thing is that was a joke.
Yeah,
you
but
love golf so much
yeah.
that you were like, "Oh, if you guys really want me to."
And you guys are like, we don't. And I was like, but you said. It's like when your parents like promise you that they're gonna take you to Dairy Queen after the game, and then like the game goes late, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're like, so are we going to Dairy Queen? And they're like, it's late, honey. Honestly, it's a school night. And you're like, you said Dairy Queen. And they're like, okay, we'll get you a dilly bar.
Dilly.
And then you get a butterscotch dilly bar because you're not an idiot.
Those and actually the cherry ones I liked. as
So
well.
fucking happy you said that. Those are the only 2 bearable dilly bars.
Yeah.
I will eat a Choco dilly bar, but what? Spice up your life. Do you eat just plain Hershey's bars? You
Yeah.
fucking sociopath.
Eating unsweetened chocolate chips.
Ugh.
Wow.
Ralph.
There was God damn it, what was it called? It's like Daisy's Dairy. Like it was very, very much trying to be Dairy Queen, but like they dipped cones
Okay.
and they had way more flavors. So like
Because they didn't need to streamline because it wasn't franchises.
That's a good point.
Right. So they had raspberry, I'm assuming.
They had orange, they had raspberry, they had grape, they had but did you ever have those popsicles that have the ice cream on the inside?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's not vanilla, it's like a cream kind of flavor and
Yeah, it's like marshmallow ice cream, basically. Yeah.
mallows. But yeah, so okay. And the cones were fucking huge. That was the other crazy thing. So
Okay.
like you would get this dipped ice cream cone.
Yeah.
And you had a very limited amount of time to eat that bitch because once it started to melt, the things
Right.
would shift and
Right. Yeah.
fall over and crumble.
Yeah, it was like Jenga, but with ice cream and happiness. Yeah. Yikes.
But it was so awesome.
I was never really a dipped cone guy. I mean, I'll eat an ice cream cone, but I prefer my ice cream in a bowl with a spoon.
Yeah.
I'm not like a huge sweets guy. I'll rip some cookies though. My mom makes bomb ass dank ass cookies, like great cookies, and I'll eat.
Did she
I'll eat a fucking
let you
dozen of
dip
those.
them in milk?
God damn it, Chris!
I was never there.
The fuck are you talking about? You're an ass. You're an ass. God damn it. Nope. Next topic.
All right.
Yeah. Anytime you get that pause and you kind of like look down and like twiddle your fingers on something, I know you're thinking of some way. Do it if you want, but it's not. I mean, it's funny. That's what sucks. Is it's fucking funny. So I have to be like, haha, bad boy. What else you got?
What I was gonna say was, I do this thing with cupcakes. So like, because I have shitty teeth, right? I had to adapt because I wasn't gonna not eat cupcakes. Okay, so I rip them in half and I'll make it a sandwich so that the frosting doesn't touch my teeth. There's not as much frosting contact to teeth, and you can still enjoy the frosting.
Why is what?
I have bad teeth.
I know you do.
Mm-hmm.
But like if frosting touches your teeth, what happens?
It starts to hurt.
What?
Yeah. Is that not a thing for other people? Listeners, comment below. Yeah. So that's another.
Your teeth made of chalk? Are you okay? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, bad genetics.
Is it genetics?
In the teeth
or
department. I brush my teeth in this house more than anybody.
I believe you.
Elf.
Was that you this
was
time?
me.
Hell yeah, dude. I totally heard it that time.
Yeah, so I mean, this has been, I don't know, 10 years.
I kind of feel like that's a better way to eat a cupcake though.
Yeah,
Because
way less messy.
the cake part is the better part of the cupcake as is. I'm not a pro frosting guy.
Right.
Get that frosting the fuck out of here. Unless my mom made peanut butter Reese's cupcakes, then I'm cool with that because the frosting is peanut butter frosting.
Right.
And I will dick down some fucking peanut butter frosting. But outside of that, dude, I'll eat cupcakes no frosting at all.
Yeah.
And which is a muffin. That's all it is. It's a muffin. How is that a breakfast food?
That's cornbread, basically.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Cornbread. Sweet.
Yeah, but like muffins are just cupcakes without frosting. Like if you had like a double chocolate chunk muffin from Perkins, I know you hate that place, but stay in your seat for a moment. That's literally, you put frosting on
Yeah.
that, it's immediately a cupcake.
Yeah.
That's dessert.
I always thought cupcakes were just loaves of bread with.
Throttle linkage and transmission kickdown arm.
Really funny. It's hard to hear, honestly. Very hard to hear. But
Yeah.
Chris, you done good, kiddo. You done good, kiddo. Well done. That's funny.
Thanks.
I'll give it to you. That's funny.
Ooh, I do have another thought that I had to. Or wait, do I want to wait? Yeah, I'll wait for it.
Okay.
We got time.
All right. What time we got on there?
It's only 30.
Okay. One thing I want to experiment with, and let me know what you think about this,
What's that?
is doing like hour-long episodes instead of an hour and a half. What?
Now we. Okay.
Well, what? Chris, I can't help you if you don't let me know what's wrong.
Okay. That's fine. The next episode, I mean, the one that'll have aired before this one, will be like 50 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. I had to cut out a bunch.
Oh, because we did the
thing, and we kind of sighed for another breath of depression, and then like carried on.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because the tone of that episode is very angry.
Really?
Yeah, we both just like, even though we're like laughing about it, it's the way that like your friend that was bigger than you would like punch you in the arm and you were like crying on the inside.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Whoa, what, you gonna cry about it, baby? You're fine." And then would go have sex with your mom, and you just had to be okay with it.
You're like, Dad, you can't be my only friend and beat up on me. This is wrong. All right. Yeah, no, I'm not. Okay, so I the reason I say that is because I found myself doing this with other shows now. It's like I can watch for an hour, and then it's like, all right, I got shit to do, you know? It's not like I check out. Like, I'm still down, but like I feel like I miss shit because I'm like, all right, I've been sitting here for a fucking hour. I got to do something, you know?
I get what you mean.
And like, I don't like to have something on in the background, you know, as much.
Oh.
I do, but I don't like it to be something that I want to consume all of it, you know?
Interesting.
It's like, that's why I like listen to them while I'm driving. Because like, while I'm driving, I can actually not pay that close attention to I mean, just make sure I don't fucking hit anybody, you know?
Right.
Oh my God. I got like the hippity burps tonight.
You do that I'm about to burp breath?
Yeah, all
a
the
lot,
time.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's because my body hates me, dude. Dude, it's like that scene in Ice Age 2, I think, where so you'll like this. So Manny the mammoth, right? He's like looking for a mate. He thinks he's the only mammoth left, and then they hear a mammoth, like the elephant noise, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, holy fuck. So they start running, and they're all scrambling. And Sid the Sloth trips and falls, and his face comes at the end of a log, and then the elephant noise happens, and like his hair blows back, and it cuts up or pans out, and there's like some antelope or like, I don't know, anteater looking fucking guy sitting on top of it taking a shit into the, and he's like, sorry, my stomach hates me. It is, in a children's movie, top 3 funniest things ever. I'm pulling that clip up on YouTube.
Sorry, my stomach hates me.
It's so funny. Sorry, my stomach hates me. So good. Okay, but you were saying?
Okay. So okay.
We were talking about muffins and cupcakes.
Muffins and cupcakes, and then you do the thing in half. And my relatives have adopted it. Like my sister-in-law does that, and then her sisters do it now too.
What's the right way? It's got to be the right way. I've never done it before, but just like thinking about it conceptually, it's like you're getting the best part of the cupcake on both top and bottom.
Like, would you like an Oreo if it was 2 chunks of frosting and a cookie in the middle?
Would you like an Oreo if it was 2 cookies and then frosting on top?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. At all, actually.
Yeah, that's how I...
You know what I do like, though, that are kind of like cookie with frosting on top?
What's that?
Moon pies. You ever had those puppies?
I don't like them because this is weird, but the Green Mile,
Oh, fuck off.
That's why.
Yeah, dude. God damn it. I think you just ruined moon pies for me. I never made that association. I just liked moon pies.
Yeah.
I love that fucking book, though. I know the movie is great, and it's 2 DVDs because it's so long, and Tom Hanks is amazing, and blah, blah, blah.
I think Tom Hanks is okay in it. I think the best,
I know.
obviously,
The guy with 3 names
yeah.
who passed away.
But
R.I.P.
but also the Mr. What the fuck is his name? Mr. Noodle.
You got to read the book, man.
Do you know who Mr. Noodle is?
Noodle. User Noodle. No, I don't.
He's from Sesame Street.
Oh.
But he's the guy who has the pet mouse.
Yeah. The mouse's name is Rembrandt, I believe. Maybe.
But that guy, the villain actually is really fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, is it a great movie? 100%. It is fantastic.
Also, can you imagine? Do you think that they did this? The director is like, okay, Tom, big boy here is going to grab your whole package,
Right.
all of it,
Yep.
in his giant hand.
Right. And he's going to do it, and you're going to have to not act scared or surprised. You're actually going to have to act relieved.
Yeah. Do you think that
Like, oh, thank God.
like the look that the guy has on his face when he's grabbing
Yeah.
his junk too is like
Yikes town.
of horror and pain.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, man, the book is so fucking good. I cried hard.
But do you think he actually grabbed Tom Hanks?
Yeah,
shit?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
think so,
somebody
too.
did.
Right?
I mean, it's like they
So
didn't
either-
have the
he
CGI
either-
capability back then to be like, all right, nobody's touching anyone's penis here.
Well, because do they actually show his hand on it?
No, I think it's like below.
Right? It's like
Camera.
it's an above
So maybe
the
they
belt shot.
I would say that he put his hand at least like
very
maybe
fucking close.
yeah, like whoop. But like I can't imagine. I mean,
You'd have to stand a certain way if somebody was grabbing your shit. You can't have legs together and somebody's grabbing your stuff.
right? Like you're and the way Tom Hanks's body like tenses up when it happens, like I wouldn't be shocked if he did. But it's like it's one of those stories that like the saddest part of the story has nothing to do with the main character of the story. Like the main character is Tom Hanks, you know?
Right.
But it's like his story, I forget what his name is. But like why he's on the Green Mile and like I mean, it's just, you're like, holy fuck, like this is just so sad.
Was
And,
that a
like,
Stephen King?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a part in that book that gets left out
Really?
of the movie, at least as far as I know. I don't recall this part being in the book, but it's at the very end of the book.
Okay.
And the guy who plays, it's hard to explain, very hard to explain without getting too deep into Stephen King. And not that we need to do this right now. I would be more than happy to explain some Stephen King lore to you because I'm also a big Stephen King fan, but he's got like a recurring villain.
Oh.
But the villain,
Oh, is it the fucking
Randall Flagg.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's in like everything. But like it's his entity that's in everything. It's not like literally the same guy. And he shows up at the end of the Green Mile. Yeah.
I have heard tale of Randall.
Yeah. Dude, when The Stand, I read somewhere that that they're like reviving The Stand like as a movie. And they want to do like a 4-part movie. That movie's going to be so fucking good.
Yeah. What's the most scared you've ever been, like, in real time? Like, not by watching a movie, but, like, event-wise.
It's a great question. Man, I don't know.
You want me to tell one?
Yeah, I can think of a few, but they're all like really actually sad real life moments. So
Oh, okay.
keep going though.
So I was camping. I was probably Landon's age, in the mountains of Oregon, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually.
You said that's the mountains of Oregon. You made that sound like a McDonald's play place.
But so they had us on these like platforms, and then like the stereotypical canvas like tent style, like where it's like on a hook or like on a rope, and the canvas just kind of drapes over the platform. Like, you know, when you think of like old Boy Scout tents.
I mean, is it a tent?
It's a tent, but they were like the really old timey kind of tents.
So were you on a cot?
No, but it was same vibes as like the way that those looked.
Okay, so like
Anyways.
there's two trees, string between the two of them,
Yeah,
drape
yeah.
the canvas. Yeah, I get
That
what you're
type of
saying.
shit.
Okay.
So, but they had made these little platforms, and actually they were like kind of about the size of this table.
Okay.
And it was myself and this other kid, so maybe a little bit wider. We had our sleeping bags and just this thing draped over. There was nothing to actually close it.
I don't like that.
So I'm asleep.
Okay.
And you know that sound, like when you move in a sleeping bag, like that. It's very unique.
Yeah, it's like wind pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So I hear that, and I open my eyes, and I notice that my sleeping bag is moving. So something has a hold of my sleeping bag and is pulling me, and I couldn't move, I couldn't scream, and like, you know when you're having a really, really bad dream, and like it feels like every fiber of your being is like, wake the fuck up right now, like that. Yep. Force.
Yep.
Like that finally happened. I shot up, and my feet like were out of the tent. So either somebody was fucking with me and was ungodly fast and bolted as soon as I shot up, or an animal was trying to pull me out of my fucking tent.
Dude, fuck that.
It was horrifying.
Yeah, dude. I would be like, I'm going home tonight.
And Oregon mountain lions all over the fucking place.
Right? Yeah, this isn't like some fucking Minnesota woods where like maybe there's a black bear, but mostly it's just deer and like possibly squirrels.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to insult outdoorsy Minnesota people who are inevitably going to be like, there are way more than just deer and occasional black bears. Foxes exist.
It's true. A
We
moose?
have wolves.
Have you ever seen a moose in person?
Yeah.
Really?
Breathtaking.
Really?
Dude, they are so big.
See, that's what I didn't know until like a few years
So
ago.
big, Chris. So big. Like, the best way I can explain it is like from a very safe distance away, like 50 yards away, it filled up the camera shot.
Oh, wow.
Zoom, obviously, but you know where you're like,
know what you
you
mean.
like go to zoom in and you're like, I'm not getting the whole thing. Zoom back out quick. They're literally like as tall as this fucking.
See,
on
and
the
that's
wall.
what I've heard. That's so wild.
Breathtakingly
I don't know
large.
why there's a wall right there. I could have just.
No, I'm
looked
saying
at.
they're like as tall as like the top of the.
Oh, the backdrop. You're saying?
Yeah, like I'm talking like their backs.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they're giant. Wow, so big. There's a video of one in Canada that was like posted recently, and it's like walking on the median, like in between cars, like on the highway.
Oh, wow.
And there's like cars slowly going past it, and the drivers in the cars are literally like up. And this giant bull moose. They're so big, bro. I mean, and they're extremely territorial, so they're like very scary animals.
Yeah.
So strong, and their skulls are like the density or something on the top of their skull is like some super mega dense number. I don't know what the fuck it is, but they literally just crush shit with their heads.
Oh, it's got to be.
Yeah, they're insane.
So I had no idea growing up, and it wasn't until this photographer was talking about, he lives up in Ely.
Oh hell yeah, Ely's an awesome place.
And he was telling
Iron Range, baby.
He was telling this story of him and his wife spotting moose on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And he happened to have his camera, so he went and walked into the ditch. And it was like the snow was deceivingly, like it looked very shallow. And he took a step and whoop, and went like almost up to his nips.
Yeah, that happens. People say that happens in the mountains a lot.
Oh yeah.
That's why you don't take your skis or snowboard off or whatever.
Yep.
Because you just instantly.
So yeah, so that happens. So poof. It's so loud that the moose hear.
Scary.
Yeah, and the moose.
Many much moosing.
He said he was terrified because he was saying
It's like, what
how-
are you gonna do? You can't run from there.
Yeah,
You can't move your legs.
and yeah, they can kill you.
Right.
They'll fucking kill you, dude.
There's like a weird thing that like as you get further north, especially in Minnesota, at least as far as I know. I don't know if it's this way.
I feel like eventually
Around
it
the
just
world.
turns into Canada up there.
Well, yeah, but what I was going, where I was going is just like, because there are like larger swaths of completely untouched or like undisturbed nature,
Yeah.
everything is way bigger.
Oh,
You know
I
what I'm
gotcha.
saying?
Yep.
Because like everything flourishes.
What's that fishbowl effect?
I don't know what that means.
So like a fish can grow very large if it has the space to.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fish in a fishbowl remain the same size pretty much across the board.
Right.
But when you get out into like lakes and oceans, they
Right.
vary in size a
Right.
lot.
Yeah, there was like a 3-pound goldfish caught in Maple Grove.
What?
Yeah, somebody like found a 3-pound gold. Like it was huge.
Jesus.
Yeah, but because somebody like put a goldfish in the pond and it just lived there for years, you know. But that's so that like when you know it's not uncommon to see 16-inch crappies in Canada, and like here, a 16-inch crappie is like fucking that big. You know, it's a hog. It's so big. But like here, you catch a
That-
crappie.
It's hilarious that you said a 16-inch crappie is like that big. When you literally already explained how big it was. Because you said 16 inches.
Yeah, no, it was for visual effect. When I say 16 inches, does your brain go,
the size of Alex's cock.
hey, fuck yeah, ladies? No, it's kind of crazy to me. You know, you'll come upon a school of crappies up there, and obviously there are a shit ton of little fish there too. You know,
Sure.
but they're undisturbed. So that's why, like for me, it's like that's why deer and moose and all that shit are bigger up there.
Yeah.
You know, the further
That
north
makes
you get,
sense.
I don't know why I brought that up. I just wanted to sound all profound for
Well, no,
some
I
reason.
mean-
I wanted to use the word swaths.
Yeah. Excellent use of swaths.
Thank
I
you.
don't know if you saw my brows shoot up
Yeah,
when you said that.
They went up a couple floors.
But that still makes sense because moose are fucking huge.
Yeah,
And yes, and so go the
it's
rest
just
of
like
the animals.
generally undisturbed. You know,
Yeah.
it's like they don't have to be lean. You know, like a moose isn't like it's the top of the food chain. It's like 6 fucking wolves can maybe take down a moose. You know, or 6 fucking wolves can get curb stomped by a moose. It's like it's it's apex predator and it eats pine needles. Riddle me that.
It eats pine needles?
I don't fucking know. I just assume that they're omnivores because like deer.
Well, I
are-
mean, sure, omnivore. Do you think pine needles though?
I'm sure they eat.
So
There's-
so prickly.
Yeah, but they retain a ton of moisture and nutrients, even though they're very waxy. That's what like I think it's moose or maybe it's caribou or something eat pine needles for real.
Really?
Yeah, because that's where they get all their moisture. because they don't like eat snow.
Interesting.
I don't, as far as I know, they don't like eat snow. There's not a ton of like water sources, especially like in the winter, that are like unfrozen, you know?
Yeah.
And like they need the nutrients, so they'll eat the pine needles for the liquid, but also like the waxy, like nasty evergreeny taste doesn't bother them because they don't have like a refined palate. They're not like, God, I could use some gorgonzola today. You know,
I don't have
they're not used to.
That's fucking hilarious. We talked a lot of nature just now.
Yeah, dude, I love
A lot
talking
of nature
nature.
talk. Okay, scary.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did you get scared?
Yeah, so like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I like have a legit one that isn't like
Rooted in truth.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like stuff that like really
I know
like
what you mean.
still kind of haunts me, you know, but it's not like it wasn't like a oh shit moment. It's more like oh fuck, like something really horrible is happening.
Yeah.
And then it turns out something really horrible was happening, you know, and then like you have to like reconcile with that.
You saying that you don't have one of those, or you do?
No, I do, you know, and that's so like I don't like I'm fine to I'll share one and then
Okay.
you know, and I keep talking about my fucking dead dog, dude.
I knew
but
it.
that's
I knew
that's what it is, dude. Months before he passed, my parents were in Arizona for weeks, and my brother and I were tasked to take care of the dogs. And whenever my mom leaves, the dogs just would go like they just got super depressed, you know, because they couldn't see mama, you know. It was so sad. Like they wouldn't eat.
I get
they
it.
wouldn't eat, they wouldn't drink water.
Yeah.
They literally just like mope, you know? And
Sure.
it sucked. And then like after several days, usually they'd get back to normal and then but Tucker just like wasn't moving. Like at all. He just wouldn't move. And he was like at one point he was just laying down. It was like all fucking day. He didn't get out of this fucking chair and I was like, big guy, like let's get you some water, you know? So I get him up and I walk him over to the water dish, you know, and I go to set him down and he just like collapses on the ground.
Oh fuck, dude.
And he couldn't get up. Tried to stand up and he just kept falling.
Oh my god.
And I was like, we're going to the vet fucking now. And I just like wrapped him up in a blanket and I handed him to my brother and we fucking drove like a bat out of hell to the vet. Ugh. And he hadn't drank water in days.
Oh Jesus.
Yep. So they had to literally inject water into, you know, that like patch of skin on a dog's like back that like
Yeah.
that's like that pocket exists in all dogs and it's always there forever. Like it's not just like
wow.
puppy fat. So they literally injected water into that. Like
Wow.
saline solution basically to like
Okay.
get his like, you know, whatever. And so they like filled him full and like literally at one point when we took him back, he had this huge bump on his back. And I was like, what the fuck's going on with our dog? You know? It's like did he just grow a back here? Like, what the fuck? And they were like, no, that's literally water. Like, you can touch it. And I was like poking it. And like, at first, right after they filled it, you like poke it and it would like squirt out of his back. It was so fucking weird. But then, like, it slowly gets absorbed into his system.
Oh wow.
And like hours later, like we went and sat him down. And they gave him some like some meds to like keep him super calm. So when we brought him home, he was super sleepy. And then like hours later, he got up and he literally like jumped out of the chair, landed on all his feet, and then trotted over to like the water dish and got some more water. Huh. And I was like, holy shit, our dog is like fine. And then it turns out he wasn't actually fine. This was just biding our time with him.
I
you know?
see.
But that was the most like scared I've been.
Interesting.
Because I was like, my dog's going to fucking die and my mom's not going to be able to say goodbye to him. And that would have, for me, been,
Yeah.
you know. Not to get super sad and dark. Here he is again, folks. The downer.
Bottom of
Everyone's favorite piece of shit. You want to have a good day or a fucking terrible day? Tune in to Dude Absolutely.
Do you want to watch Saving Private Ryan or Happy Gilmore? Just kidding. We're watching Saving Private Ryan.
You get no choice. And actually, we're only going to watch the scene where Matt Damon with Tom Hanks dies over and over.
Dude, the scene when the
No,
one
it
guy
is-
gets
yeah, it is
stabbed in
Tom
the
Hanks, yeah.
chest.
So tough. Dude, when they're like on the beach
Yeah.
in the beginning and
Every war movie ever, the
yeah,
beach
but
scene
dude,
is
that
always the
yeah,
fucking
no,
worst.
that scene that's the toughest opening scene.
Yeah.
The guys are literally like pissing themselves
Yeah.
on the boats, you know?
Yeah. Speaking
It's a
of
great movie,
ghosts,
Yeah. Whoops.
why is it that you think you don't believe in ghosts?
I think for me, it's because I dove so far into the realm of like hating manipulators
Ah.
that like I can't now like drag myself back towards the middle. You know? It sucks cuz like I don't want to be a dick and be like for somebody who believes in spirits and
Yeah.
you know like their relatives coming to visit them from beyond, and I don't mean to shit on people. It's just like
Yeah.
I've seen so many moments where people are like taken advantage of to the extreme by
Yeah.
by predators, you know? who-
Yep.
And that's for me the biggest thing. Is like I can't bridge that gap anymore, which sucks. Like I said, I don't like to be a dick, but kind of just am
I
sometimes.
used to like, you know, obviously being
You used to be militant.
being a big old atheist pants. It was abrasive in the way that I would. It wasn't just like, oh, I don't believe in that. It's like, you
Yeah.
believe in that. But then I started to do something because, you know who Stephen Fry is? He has a wonderful British voice.
Yeah, why do I know him?
He's a fantastic human being.
What is he in anything that I would know?
Oh yeah, Sherlock Holmes. He plays Sherlock Holmes' brother.
That's Stephen Fry?
Yeah,
Wait, Sherlock Holmes, you mean like Holmes? Or like Sherlock?
yeah.
The show, Sherlock?
no, the one with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, then I don't know.
No, that's okay. He plays a very small role. He's a big naked dude in that movie, but anyways,
I think I know Stephen Fry.
so he started to describe, rather than saying that there's a logical.
Oh, dude, he's the guy from fucking
Him and Hugh Laurie used to have a show together.
Yeah, this guy's great.
Yeah,
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That was
No,
so
no.
rude.
that's fine.
Fuck, dude.
I love
God
Stephen
damn
Fry.
it. Okay, keep going.
So I'm happy to. I love him. But he explained it to well, I mean, not directly to me, obviously, but like in this video, he explains it beautifully, rather than saying there's a logical explanation for this. You do this thing where you're like, isn't it incredible that your brain can create that thing? So like if somebody has an extraterrestrial experience,
Yeah.
with
Instead of
with
saying
the
like
unknown,
yeah.
instead of saying you're a fucking crazy person,
Yeah.
like relishing or reveling in the fact that that's even possible, because you're not able to do that on a normal basis.
Right.
So when those things do happen to somebody and they say, I had this incredible experience,
Mm-hmm.
if they're not a crazy person,
Yeah.
rather than embarrassing them with my dumb facts,
Yeah.
going, dude, it's amazing when people say like, I can't be an atheist because I just feel like there's something out there. That's an amazing thing, that you can have this deep of a feeling that goes beyond anything that you think you're capable of understanding in this world.
Yeah.
That's
It's pretty beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
So when he did that, that changed. So like I was telling you a couple weeks ago, like how I was having the neighbors tell ghost stories, or wanted them to tell ghost stories on Halloween one year, and nobody wanted to do it. They're all kind of looking like oh man, I don't want to
Yeah.
get embarrassed
Yeah.
by Chris.
Yeah.
And so I was the first one to go with my ghost story.
Right.
And even though I know what I know now
Right.
is just part being sleepy pants,
Right.
and I don't know.
There's a million factors playing.
There's a
in.
million things, and like nothing is out of the realm of possibility.
You
with
can't
what
rule
we
it
know
out
now.
entirely, but
Oh no, that's not what I meant. I personally 99.9% sure that is not. I didn't see a ghost for realsies.
yeah.
I was saying like oh fuck, I forget what I was saying now.
Other factors, you can't rule out anything else. You can't be like, well, it was definitely not a weird like light situation. It was definitely not,
I
like
was trying to say the opposite in that knowing what I know now, I in the sense that there's so many things that do rule it out. So rather than
I'm saying, we're saying the same thing. We're just saying it from the opposite
Right,
sides of the
yeah,
coin.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You're saying in confirmation of having seen a ghost. I'm saying there were a million other things that could have happened.
no,
that
see,
would
that's the funny thing.
that would
is-
explain that it's not a ghost.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's a million things that would explain that it was not a ghost.
Right. And I was saying, we're saying that we're fucking beating around the exact same bush.
But yeah, so like knowing all of the incredible things that your brain is capable of creating,
Conjuring, for sure.
like it's who cares?
Right.
Now I'm able to go. I'm jealous that you got to see that. I'm jealous that you get to have that. But on the opposite end of the thing, people who really try to push the ghost thing on me, I go, let's say you're right. You want me, a parent with two beautiful children, to just go around thinking that there's ghosts that may negatively affect my fucking kids on top of the already horrendous amount of shit that's out there? I've done that to people and they go, well, I'm not saying that. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Tiffany.
I was gonna say, are they all Valley girls or?
I'm just sad. Ma.
For me, it's the ghost thing. I guess like where you were talking about just now, you were talking about like ghosts, apparitions or whatever.
Yes, apparitions.
But like
People from Australia.
yeah. Yep. Didgeridoo, don't say that shit again. No, like for me, it's like, I don't know. I already kind of said my piece on it, but like when it comes to like ghosts and stuff, for me, it's so hard to not say anything, and that's why like I just choose to say nothing.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I've rudely like shut down Caitlin on stuff like that before.
Yeah.
And I feel like a dick. It's like that's my problem is I get so defensive of whatever stance that I have that like I'm not, and I've said this before, I think on air actually I've said it before, where it's like I'm unwilling to just accept that like I'm right and it's okay that I'm right and this person doesn't know that or won't accept that. That's not far enough for me. Like in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
I have to prove to that person that they're wrong and then they have to tell me that I was right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I'm like, and it could be about anything, but like especially with something like that.
Yeah.
Where like I can think of a million things that didn't cause that to happen, and then like they have no other evidence except just like I saw what I saw, and you're like, did you see what you saw? Is that what you're telling me right now? Oh, that's what you saw. So what you saw automatically means, and you're like, okay, now I'm fucking.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to edit some volume. I think
that
for
reminds me of
God. I get fired up so quickly.
There was a guy in treatment who got real fired up once he learned that I was an atheist.
Oh, at you?
Yeah.
Oh no.
He goes, I know you're a nice guy, but so what are you telling me that voice in my head is? Huh? If there's nothing out there. And I went, I want you to think of the word orange. Now I want you to say orange in your head. And I saw him do it. And I go, did you hear it? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, that's it.
That's the voice.
That's the thing, man. Like, I don't do that asshole thing unless somebody comes at me. Then I'm like, hey.
See, I love having those, like, it sounds like such a cop-out, but, like, I don't know. I'm agnostic. I really am. Like, I just don't know, you know? And I hate thinking that, to me, it's more like...
It's okay. You're agnostic.
Yeah. Like, well, to me, it's the thing, the thing that bothers me about, like, on both sides, the people who are militant on both sides, is like, one, it's okay for you to believe whatever you want to believe, right? Like, let's just get that out on the tape to begin with, right? And, like, it's like Patton does in that joke where he's like, if you believe there's a giant anus above your head that will just swallow you whole in, like, you know, whatever, unless you do nice things all the time, if that's what you believe, then good, you know, because you're doing nice things. You're a good person. You're doing it just like that. But, like, immediately when it becomes like you have to believe what I believe, like those, and I find, to me, at least in my life's experience, like the people who are the most militant and like aggressive have been atheists. So that's why I like try to distance myself from that. You know, it's like there are people who are like, you should, you know, like we'll wish you, like, you know, blessings from the Lord, and we'll, you know, say like, I'll say a prayer for you and stuff like that. And like, to me, it's more like that person saying like, I'm thinking great things for you and I hope the best for you, and I'm going to do everything in my power to like call goodness to fall onto you, you know? And you're like, that to me is more like, it's like an empowering thing. You're like, holy shit, these people care about me so much that they're willing to pray to their deity that like that he bring goodness onto me, or bring, and that's like a powerful feeling, you know? You're like, holy shit, like you don't have to be doing that. No. You know, it's like you could be just praying to God every day, like, give me a fucking Ferrari, big man. You know, like you could do that. But and that's why I try to say that I'm agnostic, because I can't know. I can't say like, I know for sure, because I don't know for sure, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, because people say that a lot, that like or at least I've heard to that effect, that atheists are like the least tolerable people. Not that you were saying that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, for sure. And I've definitely heard that from others as well.
Yeah. But it goes to what I've said about like gay rights activists or Black Lives Matter activists. There are people who care just as much about Black lives or care just as much about gay rights. They just don't speak up. It's you only see the loud ones. Yeah. Right? Like you're not really gonna you're not gonna, and that's how it should be, right? It should be that you're not really noticing unless it comes to like actually trying to gain rights. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So there's things that like I follow where I see obviously a lot more news, atheist news. Beep, 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 beep.
This week in There's No God, guess what? There's still no God. Back to you.
Speaking of premises, that way we can keep it to a tight hour.
Okay. I don't have a premise this week, but I know, dude. I totally spaced. I got shit in my phone though that we could go over.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this. So Marvel is like Fast and the Furious, while Star Wars is Game of Thrones. Both have far too many explosions, and for some reason keep getting Vin Diesel involved.
But Vin Diesel isn't in Game of Thrones.
I meant Marvel and Fast and the Furious. Okay, because Marvel, the franchises just they go on and on and on and on and on, like spider web. Like there's just spin-off after spin-off, TV show, cartoon, and Fast and the Furious just keeps going on and on and on and on. Yeah, and they both refuse to let go of Vin Diesel for some reason.
Okay, that's funny. I like that. Because he is in Marvel. He's Groot.
Yeah.
I get that. Good job, Chris. No, I like that a lot. I also think there's like a lot more you can say that tie those things together though. You know? Like I liked your explosions thing, you know? It's like in Marvel, it's like there's explosions all the time, but like most of them are for no fucking reason at all.
Yeah.
You know, there's just like shit blowing up, and it's just to like attract the guys who are like, fuck yeah, dude, you guys want to like watch fucking Iron Man 3, or do you want to watch fireworks in the driveway? I don't know.
Like
Back
like
up,
it's-
Terry.
Like it's how like the stories don't have to be deep in Marvel.
Right.
Like really.
Right.
Like you don't
Right.
have to dive deep into. Obviously, there's people that because of the Marvel mythos, like in the comic book world.
Yes.
But
Yes.
those who just watch the movies, doesn't have to be deep at all for you to be affected by a cinematic experience. Whereas with
Right.
Star Wars, you hear people go, "Oh, it's so long," and who's
Right.
this fucking person? Why are
Right.
they able to do this now?
Right. You
And-
can and like this the social commentary is like to me like the biggest connection. And it's like there's like a whole 90% of people have seen all the Fast and Furious movies. You know? I've seen like maybe 2 of them, you know? But like 90% of people go to watch the Marvel movies. But they also don't give a fuck about the Marvel movies. You know, they're just
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, new movie's out, you know, gotta go consume. You know, it's like that's just how people are.
Yeah.
But like with Star Wars and Game of Thrones, it's like you don't just like jump in on episodes or on season 7 of Game of Thrones and you're like, oh, I get everything that's going on. You know, totally. No, I don't need to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it requires like being invested,
Yes.
and so their fan bases are like, in my opinion, they're like insufferable in that way where you're like, Jesus. Don't fucking bring up Star Wars again or he's not going to shut the fuck up. But also
Yeah.
the people, like as a fan of Marvel, the people who are like, dude, did you see Thor Ragnarok? It was so tight. You're like, was it tight? Was it really tight? Awesome, dude. Yeah, dude, that Valkyrie chick is so hot. Oh, is she so hot, dude? Awesome.
Dude, that reminds me of this bit that I used to want to do, but I never like pulled the plug on it. Which is, like somebody finding out. So okay, I'll set it up. My friend came up to me and was like, "Oh man, did you hear about Ellen Page? She's gay." No, I don't. I could never fuck her now. It's like, dude, gay or not, you had zero chance.
Right, yeah, for sure.
So people who do that, who go like, "Oh, it's too bad they're gay, otherwise nothing," or the other one where they go, "Can't wait till she's 18."
Yeah, and you're like, hey, man, stop.
Also, everything stays the same.
Right. You're not like, yeah, dude, I'm totally with you. That shit always pisses me off because it's like it's with those guys in particular, they're so oblivious to the fact that they didn't have a chance. You know, they look at like every woman in the world as a potential mate. You know,
Yeah.
and so like you get this weird like feeling around them where they're like. Are you like this in other parts of your life, or is it just women? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, are you watching, the Lakers in the finals, being like, God, if I didn't fucking trip in high school, I'd have been fucking out there sitting on the bench, like waiting for Bron to hit those free throws. Like,
That's great.
you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
How is it like the concept that you could even? When would you meet them? It's like a famous, like you said, Ellen Page. It's like when would you meet this person? Ever.
Yeah.
They live 2,000 miles away from you. And guess what? They live in a gated community.
Yeah.
And also, they're fucking people already. You're not getting invited.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, do you think your fucking sweet flame tattoos are going to get you in? Dude, I'm wearing a Billabong cutoff, dude. There ain't no possible. Dude, I'll fucking switch her, dude. No chance, dude. She'll take one look at me and be like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Fuck those guys.
Dude, that makes that joke 10,000 times better. The where does it stop?
Yeah.
Like,
Because
oh man, I would catch Lucky and all of his Lucky Charms if I could just reach into the cereal box.
Dude. It's like, are those the guys that are like, dude, if I didn't fucking like crap out at that fucking high school like basement poker party, I definitely would have won World Series of Poker this year.
Yeah.
Like, what the?
When
There is no like you have to draw the line somewhere. I can't believe that they don't draw it at women. It's like,
Yeah.
how many times have you failed? You know?
yeah.
It's like that one you failed the most at. The most. Almost every guy has struck out
Yeah.
like hard with many girls before, you know? And it's like I don't walk around thinking like, man, you know, hopefully I see a couple of 10s today. Because then I'll
yeah.
get my chance, you know? No. It's like the reason Caitlyn is a 10 is because she accepts me for the dink that I am and is super hot and super cool. There's like a million good things about her, you know? But the main good thing about her for me is that she's like, yeah, it's totally cool that you fart all the time.
Dude, that's a great
Like,
okay,
hey man, do you pick your nose and eat it? Because she doesn't want that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, she's a 10? Show me your work. Show me how you got to 10.
Yeah, where did you get? Oh, dude, have you seen her ass, dude? Yeah.
That's 1.
Have you seen her boobs, dude? Yep.
2.
What about her lips, man? Hey, man, let me just be clear. How you gonna get there? You know, it's like when a guy's like, dude, that ass, dude, oh my god, dude, I would fucking put barbecue sauce on that butt, dude. You know, and you're like, how you
Yeah.
gonna get her to, hey, put some barbecue sauce on my butt? Hey, do you have any Sweet Baby Rays in your filthy fucking apartment that you can squirt on my butt cheeks on your nasty bed sheets, and then you can eat it off of my ass?
Also,
That's never happening.
just barbecue sauce? I can do like a finger, like I do like a to see
Yeah, I
what
know.
it tastes like.
It's
No, but I've heard people say shit like that.
yeah. But
I
it
don't-
just
what are
I
you
don't know.
doing?
I got that from Anchorman, where
Oh.
what's the champ kind or whatever is like, I'd love to put some barbecue sauce on that butt and just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
But
I've
that-
met that guy.
Really
Yeah.
cool guy.
Yeah, I got to meet me and my younger brother.
You made it with him.
We made it. I have on that little recording. I'll have to.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I interviewed him for like 2 hours.
Fuck yeah. He seems like a cool guy. In all the
Cool
shit
guy
he's in.
and
He's-
way fucking smarter than you would realize.
Yeah, that's a lot of those
his
people are.
Memorization skills,
yeah.
psychotic.
Yeah.
I told him that my wife's name was Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like at the top of the interview, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when I said it, but he met her like 4 or 5 hours later,
Mm-hmm.
and goes, "Oh, you must be Kim." It's like you just met me. You performed comedy.
What an
Shook
awesome
hands
guy.
with a fuckload of people and still remembered that my wife's name
That's
was Kim.
so cool. That's really
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, man, I could go on for hours about that shit.
Yeah.
I literally take all of that, use it all. I get so mad about that shit
That's fantastic.
because to like, you know, that is one of the biggest conundrums
Is somebody
in the male
here?
psyche. I don't know, but Ashi is loving whatever's happened. Actually, that kind of
okay.
sounded like Bartleby. He's a little bit heavier
chonky.
steps. Yeah. But yeah, dude, that's one of the biggest like conundrums in the male psyche for me. It's
Yeah.
like wrapping my head around like when a guy like sees an obscenely attractive woman and it's like, God, I would fuck the shit out of her. Yo, would you? Try talking to her first.
Yeah.
You're not getting through the first sentence without creaming your jeans and shitting your pants at the same time.
Have you ever seen somebody that's attractive, like, and thought, man, I wish I looked better? Because that's the first part. Because
I'll give you that.
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I mean, for me, it's like I accepted the way I looked a long, long time ago. Yeah, like I think mostly because it was beat into me when I was a kid. I was made fun of for being like hideous when I was a small child.
Oh.
You know, I told you about this. Like people used to call me Fievel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I looked like a mouse. You know, and I just like accepted all these flaws about myself that like over time actually kind of got fixed. You know, like I don't look like Fievel from American Tail anymore. You know,
Not at all.
right? People used to tell me I looked like I was 10, so I grew a fucking mustache. And now people are like, you look like Jeffrey Dahmer. And I'm like, do you want me to look like a pedophile or like the pedophile's victim? Which one? You tell me.
I strongly believe that you look like Hugh Laurie, the guy who plays House in House.
Do you really?
Yeah, structurally,
That guy's a smoke show.
he like. You guys
Thanks,
have some of
man.
the same mannerisms too,
Thank you.
which I think is because of your salon bodies.
Yeah, gangly ass body.
Yeah, I think you're
My
a
ling-
lot more British than you may know.
Oh, fuck
That's
yeah.
probably what it is.
That's dope as hell. I'm from Liverpool. I don't know what I'm saying.
Actually, he went to
Oxford?
yeah.
Right, but he's from Liverpool.
Is he?
He's not. I'm sure he's from like Yorkshire.
Cambridge.
Cambridge. I don't know what accent that is.
Cambridge.
I say, have you ever been so rich that you just can't see?
Dude, that's my favorite accent you do. Whatever voice that is, like the super pompous, rich British guy.
I do that.
That's my favorite one. It's not even close.
It's a really fun one.
Yeah, because
Especially back to the whole like I meet people who quote Monty Python shit.
yeah,
We both always are able to do that exact accent
Yeah.
every time.
I see.
Child,
I don't know how you do it.
please.
It's there's like
I'm on my deathbed. I'm on my deathbed.
I don't know. I can't do it. I'm not very good at British or
it
like
starts with
Australian
I
or whatever.
say.
I say,
See, it's like
I say,
I say I can't do it, man. I fucking suck at those. But I've told you it before. Like I'm good at all the creepy as fuck character voices. You know, like Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy.
So, you guys want to come on over for some popsicles?
Hey there, Chris. Chris Griffin. Bring your muscly arms over here.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I know it is.
Wow.
Yeah, my favorite Herbert line, maybe ever, is when Meg gets a job at the Maxi Mart. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
it
yeah.
start blow, whatever, and then it drives by shooting papers out of a cannon, and Herbert walks up, he gets hit by the paper cannon, and it knocks him over, and he goes,
That new paper boy done broke my sternum.
I love that line. That I can do like Smeagol from
Smeagol. Stupid fat hobbitses. They ruins it.
It's have you ever watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah, it's like Meatwad. Yeah. That, and I mean it's like painfully similar to other voices though.
It is. Smeagol is so like when people heard Smeagol,
Yeah.
I've been doing that voice for years.
Right.
Time to shine.
Right.
Which is hilarious that like the creepiest looking thing.
Right. And
So many people can do
everyone was like, dude, Andy Serkis. He's my favorite actor.
Man, he is incredible.
He's really good in a lot of shit. It's like, he plays the fucking cook in King Kong and does all the body movements for King Kong.
Really?
Yup.
God.
Yeah, they put like Andy Serkis like plays Smeagol. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. I remember
like-
seeing all that.
Yeah. So like he does all the King Kong shit too.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, dude. He's because this was pre like mega CGI, like where they could
Yeah.
get it to look like somewhat natural.
Yeah. With the
they put
the
like
suits and the
sensors. In. Yeah,
balls
they
and
put.
the-
Yeah, he's a fucking awesome human being.
yeah.
Actually, I don't know if he's an awesome human being.
I mean,
he's very talented.
Director, actor.
He plays the fucking grovelly voice chef on the ship.
Wow. That's crazy.
Also, Adrian Brody in that movie is pretty good. Yeah, you look just like him. Actually, you know what? We're going to have to break your nose 3 times.
Wait, what do you mean I look like Adrian Brody? Because we both have gigantic fucking noses.
You don't have a gigantic nose. You have body dysmorphia is what you have. Chris, my nose is the same size as yours.
We've done this before.
You got a fucking melon, dude. You got a big dome. All right, so
Yeah.
my premise for today, I've never done this on stage.
What's that?
But it's another like kind of car thing, actually. A little secondhand road ragey sort of moment.
Right.
So
Don't nobody worry about me. I gotta give me a fight.
Why can't you just let me be? How about? Yeah. This is your hidden closet.
mine's way bigger.
Mine's smaller.
Oh, dude, another great Herbert line, and then I'll do my thing. When Herbert's tasked with watching the kids when Peter and Lois go on the cruise together,
Yeah.
and Herbert's in the kitchen telling him like what to do, and he's like,
15 minutes of radio, and then it's straight to bed. And don't talk back now. I'll slap you right in your penis.
and then Meg's like, no offense, Mr. Herbert, but I'm a 17-year-old girl, and I don't really need you here. And he's like,
Well, no offense to you, Meg, but you're a 17-year-old girl, and I don't need you here.
so funny. Oh man. All right. So I for some reason get furious when I see this. When somebody has like the yellow diamond suction cup sticker in the back window of their car that says baby on board. And you're like, okay, here's a few things I got to say to you, person. Baby on board? You driving an aircraft? You driving a pirate ship, matey? On board? It's a fucking Civic. You know what I mean? That drives me nuts. The other thing is like, what does that do to the driving experience of those around you? Like, do you think if you drive like a maniac and cut me off that I'm not gonna honk because you have a baby on board sticker? Like I'm gonna think twice. Like, I don't want to wake that baby.
Yeah.
Do you think
wow.
Do you think I'm gonna not rear end the shit out of you and potentially total my own car because you have a baby in your car? Oh, oops. Oh my God. I damn near drove my car up their muffler, but they got a baby on board. Don't want to hurt the baby.
Dude, the idea of hushed road rage to not wake the baby is
Yeah.
such a funny visual. Like, roll down your window. And they're like, shh. And then they see the baby on board thing. And I will fucking kill you. I'm gonna find where you live. And I'm gonna burn your ass down. I'm gonna skin your cat alive.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. It's like,
Also, how old's your baby? God, you're gonna miss those years.
like, are you bragging about having a baby in your car? It's like I can stop by a KinderCare and put a baby in my car in 2 seconds. Not gonna be legal, but we can all have a baby on board at some point.
We can all have a baby on
It just
board.
doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't understand. And the fact that they're everywhere means some person was like, oh. Okay, guys, hear me out. I got an idea. What if we make a dumb as fuck sign and put a suction cup on the top of it so that people have to hang it in their back window, right?
Only so many good ideas at once.
And all it says on it is baby on board, right? And everyone's like, what for?
Stop the meeting.
That's just it, man. It's whatever they want it for.
This guy just earned his paycheck today.
It doesn't it fucking drives me nuts.
Anyone can have a baby on board, but can you waterboard a baby?
You can try. It's not gonna last very long. But it's like I don't like them, but I understand like the family sticker on the back. You know, the stick figure family.
Oh, I thought you.
You know
were
what drives
saying
me-
You understand babies. I understand them.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Yeah, no, I like babies. Babies are cute as fuck. No, I just like I decals and window stickers and all that shit. Like I'm for most of them. I don't like the ones that are like anti window stickers. You know,
Right,
Like the
meta.
ones where it's like, the ones where it's like, I don't give a fuck about your stick figure family, and it's like a guy shooting stick figures, and you're like,
Yeah,
awesome, dude.
we get it.
Yeah. Oh, you're a dick? Cool.
You like ICP?
Right. Yeah. Holy cow.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. Aren't you awesome? I saw a person on the way here that it was literally just a bobber, and it said "Watch your own bobber," and I was like, "But you want me to read this?"
Yeah.
That's like being that the equivalent in fishing to what that person has on their bumper sticker is like being like, "Hey John, check out my bobber," and then they look at your bobber and you're like, "Watch your own bobber, John." Why do
you keep casting your line out right next to theirs?
Yeah, and you're telling.
The second that you see their bobber, you're like, "Hey,
So it's like, what is that a metaphor for like mind your own business, right? Because when you're fishing, it's a real thing. Like watch your own bobber, because people will be like, you keep missing them, and you're like, yeah, watch your own fucking bobber. But it's like, is that a metaphor for like, don't critique my driving? You know, because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Is it how they live their life? Like they love fishing so much that they try to apply fishing metaphors into everything.
That could be, yeah, for sure.
This is how I live my life, okay? I watch my own bobber.
I watch my own bobber.
I go to a Lutheran church.
I catch my own worms.
That's
And God damn it.
yeah. Well, maybe don't curse so much, but
And I'm sorry. Gosh damn it. I catch and release. But so the baby on board thing drives me fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Every time I see one, I'm like,
That's great.
why? Why do you have that?
Yeah.
For me, it's mostly the honking thing that gets like, is that what it's for? Because it's a caution sign.
Yeah.
Remember, like in driver's ed, when they had like all the different sign shapes, it was
Yeah.
like, okay, so the yellow ones in a triangle are meant as caution.
Right. Yeah. So it's by design meant to catch your eye.
Right, and say like, caution, baby on board. Which again, unless somebody's got an RPG pointed at your car,
Why are they pointing role
and do
playing
they
games
take
at
it down when the baby's not in the car? Is that why it's suction? In which case, how in your own fucking world are you that you have the audacity to be like, put the baby in, buckle up the car seat, put up the fucking sticker?
Dude, do you think
Am I too fired up about this?
the reason why like that it's suction cup is because they have the yellow sign flips and it says slut on board? The baby's not in the car.
Knock twice, sluts on board. I don't know. That's funny. I don't know. That's my premise for the day.
That's good. I've heard it. I've heard it come up in conversation before. Like it is something that drives people crazy.
Yeah.
And it's more for me. I don't really give a shit. Honestly, most of those people shop at Walmart in a very specific type of dress wear.
Okay.
Which is that there's not enough dress on your wear.
I was gonna say like a lot of them are people who like they're driving like a
Subaru hatchbacks.
no like a note, you know, or like a
note? What's a note?
Honda Leaf or whatever the fuck was it, you know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, all right.
A Honda Leaf.
Isn't
Is
that
that
a car?
a real thing?
I'm pretty sure it's a car.
I don't know dick about cars.
I don't know anything about cars either. I just know of cars.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, to me, it's those things always make me laugh.
Well, it sounds like
They make me very mad too. Yeah, make me very mad. But then this is what I mean. This is the I'm so right that I'm mad at you now.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah. I mean, all of them. If you are committing to your car so much that you're going to start putting literal bumper stickers on them, it's 2020. Get a fucking magnet, okay?
Yeah,
you're
Caitlin has
gonna
magnets.
keep that car until you die.
Right.
Don't put stickers on it. It's not your fucking Trapper Keeper, bro.
Right. I've never
It's a car.
put stickers on cars or whatever. I've never
I put
been.
them on people's cars that I don't like, for
Nice.
sure.
Nice. Hell yeah, you're
You know
an
what I
asshole.
used to do? Okay, when I was homeless for a couple of weeks, Okay, so this was a while ago. I would call.
Oh, you don't say?
I would call like nickels, dimes, and quarters silvers when I would go looking for change. And I was so up my own ass that when I would see a nice car, especially like Escalades, I would, what did I call it? I can't remember. It was like slushing or soda bomb, something like that. I would go up and pour sodas, whether it was mine or if I just saw one around, I would take it and pour it on the handle of their car so that it would be sticky when they went to open up their car. That's how much I resented people who had like super nice cars.
So
it makes no sense.
we're saving it for next time, but we're talking about that. What the fuck?
Yeah, I've got some stories.
Oh, I farted so loud. Burned a hole in the chair.
Well, okay. Same time next week?
Dude. Absolutely.
Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.